I stretch my hand over you and transfer the power of healing to heal your eyes. In Jesus' name.
When you declared healing, I can now see with my left eye.
Please help me walk. At least run. I've never run. I don't know. Please, Daddy, I need your help.
When I came here, I was not walking. They were holding me, and the voice was not coming out.
They were holding you?
Yes, Papa.
Papa got problem I don't see at all. The doctors give me a medical report to say I'll never see anymore. So I'm tired of this.
HIV is disappearing, Daddy.
I said, God of measure one, I give you praise, I give you glory. Oh, yes, Jesus.
I feel the pain is going. I couldn't jump. I've never run for a long time.
You have never run?
I've never run.
You have never run?
My name is Letlhogonolo Makhoba. I'm from Rustenburg originally, and I'm currently staying in Soshanguve. On the 13th of April, we were involved in an accident, me and my family. Me, my husband, and my 2 kids, aged 12 and 2 years. When we were involved in an accident, I woke up in hospital. I don't remember what happened because by the time we were involved in an accident, I lost conscious. So I woke up in hospital feeling pains, and then it's then that I asked what happened and where was everyone I was with. And then the doctors were surrounding me and telling me that we were in an accident, and then we were rushed to hospital. So by then I didn't know where my kids were, so I started asking about my kids, and then no one told me anything at that time. And then it's then that I started feeling pain. When I tried moving, I couldn't move. I started feeling pain, and then they injected me. They sedated me actually, so I just fell asleep until I woke up, I think the following day. So when I woke up the following day, it's then that I got the details from the doctors that we were involved in an accident, me and my family, and my younger child was also in hospital. From my shoulders down to my knees, I couldn't move. I felt pain. My knee was broken. I had a fracture on my spine, and I had broken bones on my back, and also some bones on my shoulders were broken, and I also had a fracture on my spine. So due to that, even when I was in hospital, I couldn't move my left hand side. I couldn't even bath myself. I stayed in hospital for about 4 weeks. I couldn't move. I was bathed at the hospital, and even when they were bathing me, I would always cry because I was in pain. I was always sedated. They would always give me drugs to ease the pain because I had a lot of pain. I stayed in hospital that period, and my child was also in hospital. In that process, I couldn't go see my child because I couldn't move from my bed to go and see her on the other ward while we were in the same hospital. She couldn't come to see me because the children were not allowed in our wards. So it was really painful because I had to stay there, not seeing my child, not seeing her. It pained me even more. Only my husband and my older child could come and see me. So when the doctor explained about my injuries to me, that due to my spine, the injured spine and my pelvis, I had to stay on bed rest for 3 weeks. So it meant I had to stay in hospital. I wouldn't move. I would just lie on my back for that 3 weeks. So the only time when I would move is when the nurses would bath me. And even when they were bathing me, it was still painful because I had to move. So I stayed there in hospital for that 3 weeks while they were treating me from those injuries, always giving me medication, drugs to ease the pain.
Hello viewers, my name is Makhoba, the husband to Letlhogonolo. We were involved in a car accident. It was in 12th of April when we were from Polokwane going to Soshanguve. As they were in a hospital, it was difficult for me in the house. Because now when you are in the house, the wife is in the hospital and the child is in the hospital. You don't know where to go early in the morning. And the hospital, there were rules to say the mother cannot visit the child. And either the child cannot visit the mother as well. Now, I had to run between the two wards. I have to go and visit the mother for 30 minutes, the other 30 minutes with the child. The wife was keep on complaining about the knee and the hip. She could not lift it up or even turn on the body. She had to face upward every day. Meaning that every time when you go to visit her, she will be facing upward, no any other direction. Now, going back to home is a challenge as well. Gadi has to become mama. I have to become mama and father at the same time. We could share chores. She had to cook, I have to clean. As she cleans, I cook.
Hello, Prophetic Channel viewers. I go by the name of Letlhogonolo Makhoba. Letlhogonolo is my mother, and I'm originally from Rustenburg, but I stay here in Pretoria. On the 13th of April, we got a car accident, and we were all family. We got an accident. I just found myself on the ground. I didn't know what was happening because I was sleeping. I picked my little sister on the ground because you could see her that she was hurt. My mother, she couldn't even wake up because she was lying on the ground. And then my younger sister and my mother spent almost a month at hospital, and I was with my father here at home. I couldn't go to school for almost 4 or 5 days because I had a leg injury on my left leg. So I got very pain because my mother was at hospital for almost a month. So I was always doing the house chores in here and not going to school. It gave me a lot of stress that was I going to concentrate well at school? What will happen to my studies? Because I was really pained. And when she came back home, she couldn't even walk, do the house chores, so I used to help her. And then sometimes my father will take her when we go to the home cell. He will push her with the wheelchair and walking a long distance, which pained me very much because you could see that even my father was really struggling and in pain, that he has to go to work sometimes. And I wanted to also go to school.
After some time, when she was getting better, the mother was discharged from the hospital. She was discharged with on a wheelchair. Then I had to push her with a wheelchair to the car, which is something that we are not used to. We don't know how to do that. We learned it on the way. When we get home as well, it was a situation whereby we had to know how are we going to adjust our schedule and how are we going to help her for her to take bath and even to get food. Because as the mother, she used to be preparing meals for us. Now things have turned. We have to prepare for her. Every time when she has to go to bathroom, I have to push her. Now going back into the bath itself, I have to devise a means to lift her.
When I was discharged from hospital, because I couldn't walk and I couldn't do anything for myself, I was given a wheelchair because I wouldn't even sit on hard surfaces, because if I had to sit on hard surfaces, I would hurt my pelvis. So I was given a wheelchair and a cushion to put on top of the wheelchair. And also I was given a walker, whereby when I would feel better or I wanted to stand, I would use that walker. So when I got discharged and came home, it was hard. It was very hard for me to do my day-to-day duties. I wouldn't do the things I used to do. All I did was just sit on the couch. Even going to the bathroom was difficult. Bathing myself, my husband had to help me, carry me and put me on the bath so that I could be able to bath, because I couldn't even lift my leg so that I could get into the tub and bath myself. So those are some of the things that I couldn't do, like even helping my child, the young one. For her, she depends on me. So most of the things, even lifting her up, picking her up, it was difficult because I couldn't do most of the things. When I even had to raise my hand, I couldn't raise my hand because I had fractures on my left hand side. So it was really unbearable to do most of the things that I used to do. All I could do was just to sit down. Things were done for me. They cooked, they brought me food. Like most of the things that any person could do, like walking. Even at first, going to the toilet, just taking yourself to the toilet, just to pee. I had to struggle to stand up and go to the toilet. I had to be helped. Knowing about ECG, it was in 2015 around September. My in-laws came all the way from Limpopo, and then they said they were going to church. There's a prophet in Pretoria. By then I was in Rustenburg, and then I had to come back on Sunday. And when I got here, I was told that since they went to church in the morning, so I was like, since morning, it's already late now, around 5, they are not yet back. What kind of a church is that? How can people go to church the whole day? So when they came back and then they narrated, they were telling us what was happening in ECG. And then the following weekend, my husband said, I want to see what was happening. What you said happened. I am going and I'm going to see it for myself. And I was like, nah. Me, I'm not going. The whole day, spending the whole day at church. No, I'm not going there. So when he came back, he convinced me. The following Sunday, he took me there. When he took me there, I was also hooked. That time, immediately when the service started, that's when I received my salvation. And that was like, this is it. We are coming here. This is our last stop now. And that's how we got to know ECG. And from then, we never stopped coming to ECG. I kept going to church ever since I got back from the hospital. I kept going to church because I know miracles do happen in our church. I've seen so many things happening in our church. I knew that my healing was at ECG and nowhere else. I kept going with the hope and the belief that the man of God will locate me. And on the 8th of September, it happened, whereby my father, Major One, my oracle, located me. And on that day, I had so much, I had faith. I believed that this was my day. Immediately when Papa approached and he came to the sick bay, I immediately said, today is my day, and today I will walk out of here healed. I believed, and when Papa came and then located me and told me to go to the front, in my heart I knew that now that the man of God has located me, today I'm receiving my healing.
This lady had a car accident in April and sustained multiple injuries from the scapula. She had a fracture and her ribs were fractured. She had an abdominal trauma and multiple injuries on her left knee. That's what the medical report shows. So she can't walk properly due to these injuries.
What do you use to walk when you're home?
I use the crutches.
Use the crutches?
Yes, Papa.
I saw you struggling walking here.
Oh, when Papa came my way and told me to move forward, I had so many mixed emotions. I didn't know how to feel. I started crying. I was so much excited to say today was my day. And indeed, that day was my day. And when Papa was praying for other people who were there with me, in my heart, I knew that it is happening. It's going to happen. Today, I'll walk out of there walking. And indeed, it happened. When Papa came to me and prayed for me, it happened.
Mighty name of Jesus. Look at the power shaking the leg. You see that? Give me her crashes over here. Lady. Jesus loves you.
I receive.
Watch her healing power touching her right now. Jesus!
I felt something in me that I've never felt before. And when he was busy praying for me, immediately when he touched my leg and started praying for me, I suddenly felt a cold wind from my shoulders down to my knee. And after that cold wind, is then that I was able to move. I started stretching my leg because this knee, I couldn't bend my knee. I would always have to stretch it so that I would not get hurt because some of the muscles in my knee were torn. As the doctor explained that some of my ligaments in my knee were torn. So according to them, some of my ligaments had to repair themselves, and then the others I had to go for an operation so that they can be repaired. So by the grace of God and the anointing of the man of God, I returned from the operation room twice when they wanted to operate me, because I would always pray to say, God of Major One, I don't want to be operated. I don't want to be operated. I need the spiritual operation. I need Major One to pray for me and so that my knees can be operated. Little did I know that the God of my father, the God of Major One, was listening. And that day, the spiritual operation happened and my knee got healed and I was able to walk. The pain from my hip and my spine, it was like that day I felt no pain. I was able to walk. I even walked from church to go and catch the taxi that day.
Take one step ahead of me. Take one step, another one. Your faith has healed you.
I receive, Papa. I receive. I receive. I receive.
Try it. Try again. Try. Just walk now. Let's go. Let's walk. Come on, somebody. Shout!
Oh, even the dead will live again.
Come here over here. Just walk along.
Thank you, Jesus. I'm healed. Thank you, Jesus.
Come.
I'm waiting for this.
That is, she's even running, Papa.
Shout!
Nothing is impossible.
Somebody give Jesus a shout!
It's possible.
Look at that!
'Cause everything
Look at
is
that!
possible.
Look at that!
Nothing is impossible with God. Everything.
I was using a wheelchair, Papa. I couldn't walk. I was using a wheelchair. I couldn't turn from my left side. I had to be balanced. Oh, thank you.
How were you walking when you were coming here? Show us how you were walking before I prayed for you.
Papa, I couldn't walk. I had to drag this foot. I had to drag because my knee was painful.
Now let's just walk together with me, okay?
I believe.
I was really happy, even tears were coming out of my eyes because of the joy that I had, and I believed that when the prophet just picked her up, I knew that it was done. And I kept on praying, and my father, my prophet, healed my mother at church, and I was really happy seeing her walking straight like before the accident.
My spiritual father prayed for her, and after that prayer, she got her miracle healing instantly. She was able to run around on the altar. She could run without using the wheelchair or the crutches. It was a happy Sunday for all of us. For the people that we use the transport to come to church in a taxi, it was a jubilous moment. We were singing Hallelujah Hosanna in that taxi, going back home. When we stopped at home, oh man, you should have seen us. Stopped at the gate, pumped up the volume. We were just singing praises to God of Major One, because now one of us, one of our members, she is healed. Then we can see with our own eyes that the miracle can happen to anyone. As long as your faith is there, everything can happen to you.
After being prayed for, I believed in my heart that I am healed. And from that day that I believed that I'm healed, I kept it in my heart to say, I am healed and my healing is permanent. And from that day, I received my permanent healing. I was able to do all the things I could not do. I could walk, I would bend my knees, I would go to the shop, I would buy myself walk from my house to go to the shop and buy bread. All these things that I could not do, struggling to go to the toilet, I could do it. Even I believe the weight on my husband's shoulder, it was lifted up because it was always hard for him, always pushing me, always carrying me around in a wheelchair, always taking care of me. But then that day, so many things were lifted out of our shoulders. We received our freedom. So many things were lifted up.
What has changed now is that my mother can walk, she can do everything, she can dance, she can walk, go everywhere she wants to go. No more wheelchair, no more crutches anymore. She can walk by herself, and there is no more pushing her with a wheelchair, going long distances. She is now fine, she can do everything she wants to do. And I'm really joyful of that. I can advise people that stay in faith, remain in ECG, because I have seen lot of things happening at that church. Don't lose your faith. Just believe that God of Major One will do it for you. As He has done it for my family, He can do it also for you.
Trust in God. Put all your faith in God. We know that out there's negative comments about the Major One, the man of God. People, they talk what they don't know. People talk what they've never seen. I am the taste of the pudding. I was there when everything is happening. I've been in this ministry since 2015 September. I've seen a lot of miracles happening to people nearby me, far from me. So all those things that are happening, they are real. They are true testimonies.
I can advise anyone who is in the same situation that I was in to say, don't stop believing. You know your faith will heal you. If you're sitting at the sick bay, like I was sitting at the sick bay, always coming to church. No, one thing I'm grateful for, it's the people who were assisting us at the sick bay. They would always encourage us. I'm grateful for their encouragement. Listen to them. Whatever they say you must do, do it. Always receive and believe that you will be healed. I believed. I took the encouragement that they were telling me to heart, and through that encouragement, I believe that Papa will also locate me, and Papa located me. So wait in Jerusalem. Even if Papa doesn't come to your side, don't say, I'm not coming to church. Papa doesn't come to us. Papa doesn't locate us. God's time is perfect. So do not despair. Always keep coming to church. Believe that the right time is coming and you will also get your healing. I'm so grateful for my father, the man of God, Major One. I thank God that, Baba, you were brought here to Pretoria. I believe you were brought in Pretoria for people like us. If it wasn't for you coming to Pretoria, most of us, I don't know where we would be right now. So many things could have happened to us. But by the fact that there is ECG in Pretoria, I believe most of people, their lives have changed. My life personally have changed just by coming to ECG. So many things were happening in my life, but ever since I encountered the God of Major One, I've changed. My lifestyle changed. So many things in my life changed. Even the people in my life, their lives have changed, and my family's life has changed a lot. Thank you, Papa. Do not stop doing what you're doing, Papa. We believe in you. Even if people say so many things about you, we will always go with you. We will always believe in your God, and we love you so much, Major One.